So I'm actually going to jump out of order of your application sequence, but I have to ask you a GMAT question.
Absolutely.
Because
Go
the name
ahead.
of our website is Beat the GMAT. Let's talk about your GMAT prep, because you had gone through a struggle that so many of us have gone through, where I'm a person who does not have much quant background per se, and I see that as an area where I have to improve significantly in order to be competitive. Can we sort of talk about maybe the highlights of your GMAT prep? And I know it's outlined in your debriefing, and again, you can find that debriefing in the I Just Beat the GMAT section. It's called "If an English Teacher Can Raise Her Quant Score 34 to 48." But hopefully you can summarize maybe some key points you found from the process.
So when I first started, I kind of took this all-inclusive approach of I'll take the MGMAT, class because I should, and it's the best class out there. And I think that's true. I think it's an amazing class. I think though that there's nothing, you got to do your own work. And so the second time around, I was able to take what I learned from the class and take their pedagogy of learning the content and then applying it in a cyclical, cumulative process, and then tailor it to my own areas of improvement and my weaknesses. So I took the teacher's assessment of my tests, and he basically outlined what my weakness is and what I really had to do. And then I based my 2.5-month plan off of that. So each week I would focus on a topic from a strategy guide, basically, right? From Manhattan GMAT, a math topic like number properties. And I would focus maybe 2 days on each subtopic within number properties, right? Positive and negatives, divisibility, right? And then I would do, as I focused on that, I would do the OG problems to reinforce that, and then I would create flashcards of all the errors I missed. One tip is don't rewrite the whole problem, just rewrite the part that you messed up on, whatever. Maybe it was a step, right? 2 steps before the answer, and then you can go back. And I filed those away. This is getting really, I was in it,
tips,
right? So I was in it to win it. I did not want to do this again. I got this box I went to Office Depot and got like a binder and tabs. I cross-referenced my flashcards with the problem sets. They were all highlighted and categorized by topic and by OG, version. It was insane.
Love it.
Right? And I actually lent my entire kit to someone because they were just they were in the same boat. They were feeling so overwhelmed with studying. So being hyper-organized. And the other tip I would say that I wrote in my post was be flexible with your plan, because as a teacher, what I can say with confidence is that your plan your curriculum always changes when you implement it, because the learner, you will uncover what you actually have more to learn as you go through.
Right.
So don't feel like you're getting behind, unless you're getting behind and you're just watching TV or something, but it's okay. So for one time I paused for a whole week and just did data sufficiency problems where I number plugged, because I knew that was a huge area I never went into. I got stuck into something that a lot of people who did well in school, type A, get to, which is, I need to find the perfect way to answer this question, and I need to do it the textbook way all the way, and that's not the way to go, right? This is a mental battle, and you just go in with all the tools you have, and you just use them and throw them out there when the clock is running. And so time management was also something that I focused on throughout. So those were some just highlights from the GMAT prep post that I created.
Clearly it worked. A 14-point raw score improvement in one section is it's pretty significant. So I think that your quote-unquote hyper-organization neuroses or whatever, it paid off for you very well at the end. Okay, so that was the GMAT. Let's switch back to the very end of the process. Now, I'd love to learn, I think we'd all like to learn a little more about your plans after B-School. You hinted about things like consulting and then going back to education. Just sort of tell us how you sort of see your career happening after business school.
Right, and again, going back to research, to reapplicants, one of the things I noticed about reapplicants or people who applied and maybe weren't so successful the first time is not really understanding your short-term goal in detail, because that actually is the toughest part, because it's very real and concrete. So I actually did a lot more research on that. I talked to about 8 different people at a variety of firms, big ones, small consulting firms, big ones, small ones, social, nonprofit, private, and through that realized, I really want that experience. I want to be able to have a different problem-solving toolkit than other people in education, a data-driven sort of problem-solving thinking. I was actually with Eric in the GMAT office, and we're brainstorming something about scholarships for this nonprofit that I work on. Of course, Eric runs this awesome Beat the GMAT scholarship campaign.
Which is actually live right now. Go to beatthegmat.com/MBA/scholarship.
Right, and so we were going through this process of how to plan it, and he's like, you would really love consulting. And so, and experiences like that and talking to people really made me feel like this is, I really want to go this route, and I think it will open a lot of doors for me.
Mm-hmm.
The door I hope to open ultimately is a leadership role in a large nonprofit or a national charter school network. I'd really like to work on systemic reform for education, whether that means looking at teacher effectiveness, whether that means building larger charter school networks and thinking about the most effective way to expand them, or getting from business into policy. Is something I'm interested in as well.
Very exciting. And definitely can see how business school can help you get there too, with some of the management and leadership skills that you'll learn at Ross. Okay, last question for you though, Jen, is any final words of wisdom for us?
Wow, final words of wisdom. I guess I can only speak for myself, and hopefully that helps, which is that one of the really valuable learnings that I got from this entire process, from the GMAT to getting that acceptance letter, is the value of failure. I really think that we often don't, or I never really let myself fail. I would stick to what I was good at and try to be the best at it. And for a long time, that's what I was. I did my bachelor's and then my master's in English, and just went straight through. I was really good at that. And this was it pushed me. And the GMAT is a great example in this process of pushing yourself in a way where there's always going to be another challenge. You get that 700 level problem right, they're going to slam you with that 800 level problem. And that's real life too. To be corny again about it, but it's been really valuable. And now that I've tested my limits and just kind of realized that it won't break me to test my limits, it'll make me stronger. I just feel like I can do a lot more, I never thought I would go into policy, for instance, but now I think, why not? I beat the GMAT, right? So how hard could this be? Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to fail, because I think once you pick yourself up, you'll be in a better place.
I love it. I mean, as your friend too, of course, I saw you through this entire process when you decided to start and to where you are today. And I can definitely say that, Jen, I think you've become much stronger as a person too. So I think it's going to be very exciting to follow your career. And I think on behalf of all the Beat the GMAT community, we're really proud to see you going to such a top school, to see one of our own graduate and become a part of this elite crowd of people going to a top business school. So congratulations, Jen.
Thanks for having me, Eric, and good luck to everyone out there.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, thanks everyone. This is we can conclude this exit interview. If you guys would like to do other exit interviews, or if there are other MBA applicants out there who have finished the process and would like to come to my office, please leave the comments on this post. So thanks again, Jen.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.